Want stronger legs even at 90? Do this before bed, or your muscles will keep disappearing. Most people don't realize that after age 60, your body begins losing muscle not just because of aging, but because your nerves stop sending strong signals to certain muscle fibers when you don't use them daily. And here's the part almost no one over 60 is ever told. Researchers at the Buck Institute for Aging found that even in people in their 80s and 90s, specific nighttime movements and the right nutrients before bed can switch back on muscle fibers that have been dormant for years. That means your legs are never too old to grow stronger, but they will keep shrinking if you don't give them the right stimulation and the right fuel every single day. Muscle isn't just strength, it's balance, independence, your ability to stand up from a chair, your confidence stepping off a curb, even your protection against falls. And the foods you choose each night can either rebuild those fibers or starve them. That's exactly why this video exists, because older adults aren't losing muscle because they're weak, they're losing muscle because no one ever taught them the simple, science-backed things to do before bed, when the body naturally repairs itself the most. Before we go deeper, drop a quick comment telling me where you're watching from. It helps me understand how far this community is reaching, and it genuinely matters to me to know who I'm walking beside on this journey. Now, let's start with the first thing your legs desperately need each night. 1. Leg Extension Isometric. Most people over 60 never hear this odd fact: the fast-twitch fibers in your thighs, the ones that help you rise from a chair or steady yourself on a step, begin shutting down after only a few weeks of underuse. That's why the Leg Extension Isometric, even though it looks almost too simple, becomes a powerful nighttime tool. When you sit at the edge of your bed, straighten one leg forward, lift your toes just an inch upward, and hold that tension for 10 to 15 seconds, you're waking up those dormant fibers in the quadriceps, especially the midsection and outer sweep that control knee stability. Instead of bouncing or moving quickly, the quiet, steady hold forces your brain to recruit every available motor unit, something aging muscles respond to far better than fast motions. And according to the National Institute on Aging, older adults who regularly activate large muscle groups with controlled static contractions show measurable improvement in daily functional strength, because the muscle fibers relearn their job instead of remaining idle. When you finally lower your leg, letting it drop slowly over 3 full seconds, you amplify the signal that tells the muscle to rebuild during sleep. This small detail, lifting the toes slightly, holding the contraction, then lowering slowly, creates a chain reaction that encourages the quad to regenerate overnight without irritating the knee joint. Doing 2 or 3 rounds per leg before bed isn't just strengthening, it's a way of reclaiming confidence in your morning steps, because your thigh no longer feels like it needs a few minutes to wake up. And the more consistently you perform this hold, the more you feel that firm, secure support under your knees the moment you stand up at sunrise. 2. Warm chamomile tea. Chamomile seems gentle, almost old-fashioned, yet few people know it was once used by European soldiers as a makeshift muscle relaxant before sleep, due to the way its natural compound, apigenin, settles the peripheral nerves. When you drink a warm 6-8 ounce cup in the evening, those calming molecules help quiet the tiny electrical impulses traveling from tense leg muscles back to the brain. That shift matters, because tight calves and thighs often keep older adults stuck in a low-grade state of tension long after the day ends. Once the muscles soften, blood flow becomes smoother, and the body can finally shift toward recovery mode. And according to the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, deeper sleep cycles enhance the body's overnight tissue repair capacity in a measurable way, allowing sore or overworked muscles to heal more effectively. You're not just sipping tea, you're improving the conditions your legs need to rebuild from the gentle work you've done earlier. If you steep the chamomile for a full 8 minutes instead of the common 3 or 4, you draw out more apigenin and noticeably increase the relaxing effect. Dropping in a thin 1/4 inch slice of lemon peel isn't just for taste, the natural oils subtly stimulate digestion so your body absorbs water and minerals more smoothly before bed, reducing that tight band feeling around the calves when you stretch out under the covers. The warm cup in your hands becomes part of the process, your breathing deepens, your shoulders drop, and the tension in your legs begins to unwind. And night after night, that unwinding becomes the foundation for stronger muscles by morning. 3. Warm calf thigh massage. One quirky piece of anatomy many older Americans never hear: your calf muscles act like a second heart, pumping blood upward every time your ankle moves. But when those muscles get stiff with age, that pump weakens, leaving your legs feeling heavy or slow in the morning. A warm massage before bed can restart that system in a surprisingly powerful way. Simply placing a warm towel over your calves for 20 to 30 seconds opens the surface vessels. Then, when you massage upward from the ankle toward the thigh, fresh blood floods into the muscle fibers of the gastrocnemius and soleus, the same muscles that keep you steady when you take your first steps after waking. The thighs respond too, particularly the long muscles along the outer and inner lines that tend to tighten when you sit for long periods. According to the American Heart Association, enhancing blood flow in the lower limbs creates a noticeable reduction in morning stiffness for older adults, because nutrients and oxygen move more freely into tissues that have been starved throughout the day. Using steady pressure for 12 to 15 seconds along each muscle band melts tension faster than quick rubbing. If you warm 1/2 teaspoon of olive oil in the microwave for just 10 seconds and glide your hands with it, the heat holds longer and the massage becomes smoother without tugging the skin. The warmth, the slow upward strokes, and the steady pressure tell your body it's safe to release the tightness it's been holding onto since morning. After a few nights of doing this, you may notice your feet land on the floor with a lighter, smoother feeling, as though you've finally lifted a weight you didn't realize you've been carrying. 4. Gentle, highly absorbable magnesium. There's an overlooked biological truth that surprises many older adults: your muscles need magnesium not to contract but to let go. Every time a muscle tightens, calcium rushes in. Magnesium is the mineral responsible for pulling that calcium back out so the muscle can relax. When your intake is too low, the muscle doesn't fully release, which is why so many people over 60 wake up with stiff calves or lingering nighttime cramps. The gentle forms, like magnesium glycinate or citrate, are easier for the body to absorb because they bind to amino or organic acids rather than remaining in harsh, chalky salts. And according to data from the National Institutes of Health, a large portion of older Americans consume less magnesium than recommended, which contributes to poor sleep quality and slower muscle recovery. Taking magnesium in the evening gives your body the exact ingredient it needs to shift your legs from coiled to resting, and when that happens, the muscles repair themselves more efficiently throughout the night. Pairing the dose with a 4-ounce serving of Greek yogurt creates a soothing combination. The protein digests slowly, trickling amino acids into the bloodstream while magnesium relaxes the muscle fibers, almost like giving your legs a gentle overnight tune-up. Drinking it with 3 to 4 ounces of warm water, not cold, helps your gut absorb the mineral without discomfort. And splitting the intake, half around 8:30 p.m. and the other half right before bed, keeps the relaxing effect steady until morning. With a few nights of consistency, your legs begin greeting the day not with tightness but with a sense of readiness you may not have felt in years. 5. Ankle pump slow calf raise. Most people over 60 are shocked to learn that the calf muscles are responsible for nearly a third of the blood that returns from your legs back to your heart when you're standing or walking, but that pump weakens dramatically if the ankles stop moving regularly. That's where a simple nighttime sequence, ankle pumps followed by slow calf raises, starts doing quiet magic. Sitting on the edge of your bed, point your toes forward, then pull them back toward you like you're flexing the sole of your foot. Do this about 12 to 15 smooth repetitions. This motion wakes up the soleus and the deep calf complex, the same muscles that help prevent that worrisome wobble many older Americans feel when stepping out of bed. The American Physical Therapy Association acknowledges ankle pumping as one of the most effective gentle movements for promoting venous return in adults with reduced circulation, and when you follow it with slow calf raises, standing with support from a dresser or counter, lifting your heels for 2 seconds and lowering for 3, you're giving those muscles a full-range squeeze that prepares them for nighttime repair. Many people rush through this, but if you pause for just a half second at the top of each raise, you intensify the contraction without straining the Achilles. A small tip that works wonders: placing a folded towel under the balls of your feet raises your toes by about half an inch, making each calf raise more effective because it forces the calf to work through a slightly longer arc. And if you want your ankles to loosen even faster, rotate each foot gently as if drawing a slow circle the size of a baseball in the air. By bedtime, your legs feel warmer, lighter, more awake, and by morning, that first step on the floor feels safer and more controlled. 6. A small serving of vitamin C-rich fruit. There's something almost unbelievable about how quickly a small burst of antioxidants before bed can change the way your legs feel in the morning, especially if you choose fruits like kiwi or berries that deliver a concentrated mix of vitamin C and polyphenol. Vitamin C doesn't just boost immunity, it helps your body repair collagen inside your muscles and tendons, which becomes increasingly important after 60 when tissue turnover slows. A single kiwi or a handful of blueberries gives your legs the raw materials they need to rebuild the microtears formed during your evening strength work, and there's a surprising fact many don't know: the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports that the majority of American adults fail to meet daily fruit intake recommendations. Which means many older adults are missing the antioxidants required for nighttime recovery. When you eat these fruits before bed, the natural sugars absorb gently without spiking your system, while the antioxidants begin neutralizing the oxidative stress built up in your calf and thigh muscles throughout the day. If you slice a kiwi into quarter-inch pieces, the increased surface area helps it digest faster and more smoothly, which is perfect before sleep. And if you keep a small ramekin in the fridge with pre-washed berries ready to scoop, you'll naturally eat the right amount, about a half cup, no measuring needed. One trick hardly anyone uses: sprinkle just 1/8 teaspoon of ground flax on top. It helps slow the digestion just enough to keep the nutrients releasing steadily while you sleep. By morning, the legs feel less inflamed, less tight, and noticeably more responsive when you stand up and take your first steps. 7. A light, easy-to-digest protein portion. Most older adults don't realize that the body rebuilds leg muscle most effectively during the night, not during the day, and that the one thing your muscles quietly crave in those hours is a steady stream of amino acids. A small portion of easy-to-digest protein like Greek yogurt or cottage cheese provides exactly that. As we age, the body becomes less efficient at muscle protein synthesis, which is why the U.S. Department of Agriculture notes that adults over 60 often need more protein per meal than younger adults to trigger the same rebuilding response. When you eat a modest serving, about 4 ounces, before bed, your body gets a slow-release supply of leucine and casein, 2 components that help repair the quadriceps, hamstrings, and calves you activated earlier. It's gentle on the stomach, especially compared to heavier nighttime snacks, and it keeps hunger from waking you up at 2 a.m. If you stir the yogurt for 10 to 15 seconds before eating, it becomes airier and easier to digest, a small detail many people overlook. And adding a teaspoon of honey isn't just comforting. It provides a tiny amount of glucose that helps shuttle amino acids into muscle cells more efficiently without overwhelming your system. Another useful trick: sprinkle a tablespoon of quick oats on top. It slows digestion just enough to keep protein releasing steadily until the early morning hours. By the time you open your eyes, your legs have been refueling all night, leaving them stronger, steadier, and far more prepared to support you through the day. If you found this guide helpful, make sure to subscribe, hit like, and share it with someone you care about, especially friends or family over 60, because the more people who know these simple, science-backed ways to protect their legs, the stronger our community becomes. Sharing this video could literally make a difference in someone's mobility tomorrow. And if there's any topic you're curious about or want me to cover next, leave a comment. I love hearing where you're watching from and what matters most to you. In short, ignoring these nightly routines puts your leg strength, balance, and independence at serious risk. Your muscles won't stay, they'll slowly shrink, making even basic movements harder and less safe. Following small, targeted actions consistently ensures your legs stay active, responsive, and strong, giving you more confidence every morning and better protection against falls. While you wait for the next video, check out the one I've linked on screen for more tips to protect and support your overall health. You won't want to miss it.